Hello friends, I'm Colonel Failure and you're back. It's 1954. It's Transport Fever 2 and we're on the Dune Canyon map. And it is canyonous and duney. But not in this bit, because we're just driving through the middle of the town, which is lovely. I thought it was quite a nice esoteric way to kind of start things off and get us all in the mood for what will undoubtedly be another episode of looking at brown and sandy as we build more railroad track. Yeah, well, I mean, brown and sandy, it's what you've got, right? I can't change the colour of the... Well, I could, I built a map. I'm not going to change the colour of the map, it's a Dune map. Get used to it. Give it a program. Yes. So we're going to pick up the action today here by this particularly problematic station that I built last time. Why is it problematic, I hear you cry? Well, because up until recently it didn't work. And the reason it didn't work is when I put in the bus station here, it severed the connection to the rail station, and I didn't notice. So as I advanced the time from then until now, which is 1954, I had to fix the thing. And now it's actually started working. We've got 8 people waiting. No, it's not a massive number, but then that train just left. How many do you have on board? 16. Well, 16's almost enough for it to start to turn a profit. Now, overall, we're not doing completely awfully. As you can see, 1953 stuck around for a bit there. We made $4 million in the year we sold the train back. The year after, maybe not so much. I did a little bit of tweaking in that way that I'm always inclined to do. But this year we're up $1.5 million. Now, that on the surface of it, that sounds all right, but we are sinking $250,000 at the present time into the ongoing running of this rail network. Now, that will pay itself back. There we go. That's the loan entirely paid back now. And, yeah, it will pay itself back, particularly when I build a second connection, which is what we're about to do today. I think. I say I think because I'm not entirely certain how I'm going to pull that off. Because it's going to be... Minneapolis is the next one on the route. And this is... it's not close, is it? No, it's not. Well, what if you were to look the other way? Well, I don't think the other way is going to do us any favours, because the first objective will be to go via Sunnydale, which means probably swerving round the outside, going perilously close to the edge of the canyon before heading back in and heading up to Hollywood, I suppose. So that's going to be more expensive. So Minneapolis is our next stop. Yeah, okay, right. Well, let's do that quickly, because otherwise the Mr. AI, our friend, is going to sling some housing on that bit. So if we get ourselves situated out there immediately. Now, we've got a bit of an uphill as a first move, and I don't necessarily hold with that. Let's have a look and see what it looks like from a kind of ground view. Yeah, it's not so bad. I could turn the ugly on, but I don't want to, so I'm not going to. Right, now, how are we going to do this? Well, the ongoing Mainline is going to run down this side of the kind of mountainous ridge we've got here. But places like Minneapolis are going to benefit from having a rail route that goes direct to them. So I think the main line eventually is going to run straight down from Birmingham here down to Westminster, unless it doesn't. Well, yeah, those are the two options that you have. No. By which I mean, you either, let's zoom out a little bit. So you either go Birmingham down to Westminster, or you do you put a bend in it and go Birmingham, Minneapolis, Westminster. I think the latter is the smarter way to go. But I'm wondering what this ridge is all about. Well, it's all about being quite tall. Yeah, it is. Which might make this next manoeuvre slightly complicated. Right, well, I'm committing to it, because, I like to commit, and we'll see how we get on, shall we? Right, passenger station, fling it around this way, and onto there. Now, I'm not going to get caught out again. You are. All right, I'm going to try and avoid getting caught out again. All right, that needs to be fairly straight. Now, that's going to make it tricky getting out the other side, but it makes it less tricky getting in, which is what we're about today. All right, yeah, you don't actually have to be that horrendous with it. If you just do that, yeah, then grab some road and finish this bit off and run to there, you should be able to guarantee the tendril connection is maintained, especially if you then go on a little further. All right, go on a little further. There we are. Right. All right, now all that remains is to swan. Oh, look at this! No. There's an actual an opportunity there to do this less expensively, because coming down here is going to be horrendous. Yeah. Hello, autosave. Lovely to see you. Now, early in the game, I've noticed this is an autosave aside here. Early in the game, I have noticed that the autosave will allow you to continue playing while it does its merry japery. Later on, however, it insists on pausing the whole shebang while it does its business. Right, that's what we've got to pull off. Okay, I don't like that bridge. You don't like that bridge. Believe us, none of us like it. No, it's not good. It is, however, a little bit on the necessary side of things. All right, talk to me of alternatives. Well, you could do a very expensive and lengthy swerve up to the edge of this ridge that you have to traverse somehow, and then remain banked as you go up there. Now the change in altitude is significant. All right, let's get rid of that. Well, to price up a bank climb here. All right, so if we were to start there and then go up that way, well, it's a lot neater. It is a lot neater. Means your station's in the wrong place. Yeah. So that would be £500,000 that you've thrown away. Yeah. But the incline here is a lot neater. Yeah. Now you're going to need a swerve in a moment to get round that lump there in order to head out towards kind of canyon edge. I'm buying that, incidentally, because the option to do a ruddy great bridge is, I mean, it's there, but it's horrendous. So we're not going to do that. Right, keep working your way around. There you go. See, now that looks all right. Good. You're going to be out of money now. Okay, right. Give me $1 million, please. Thank you. Right, thank you, banker. Does this need smoothing out? No, it's more or less. I mean, what I've noticed about doing these bit of track, these bits of track, kind of in a piecemeal fashion, is you do get a good shake of a bit of up and a bit of down and a bit of what have you. And so it's all going to need revisiting later, if not immediately, to smooth that out. And that's okay. There is going to be quite a bit of sort of revisionism that takes place in this series in order to make this work. Now, what's going on over there? You've gone for a very odd angle there, and I'm not entirely certain that's a sensible way to play this particular game. Get rid of all of this, and then bring this one in, and then get the other side locked in accordingly. All right, so if I were to do that, bit of cheeky tunnel. Well, you know I'm a fan. Yes, is that a good place for a cheeky tunnel? Well, there are no right and wrongs in the why you cheeky tunnel, so we'll just take it. You know, occasional bits of tunnelling are all good and full of drama. Now, I can't rule out, of course, that at some point we're going to have to put in, helices and all of this kind of business in order to make the whole thing work. And I look forward to that. It'd be interesting if there has to be a helix on the main line itself. I mean, that'd be brilliant. I think some of the towns that are up on plateaus are certainly going to require some innovative engineering in order to make the connection work. But again, we'll cover that when we get to it. And the main thing that's going to allow us to get to it is profits. Because I will build whatever route seems the most appropriate given the amount of cash I have available at any given moment. I am going to bulldoze this station. Might as well get it right first time, even if it ends up costing an extra 600 grand to do so. Sorry, okay, 700 grand to do so. I hadn't considered the bulldozing price there. Right, do it again. Only this time it's going to need to be out here. Okay. Now, that still leaves us with quite a steep curve. Yeah, what if you do this, and then we go through this bit of mountain on the way out the other side? Well, look, while that's nice and all, what it does mean is that that's going to be perilously expensive, which means you're not going to be able to afford it soon. But apparently, you're committing to that as a course of action. So I'll just get me coach, shall I? Given that I'm clearly not necessary here. Which voice are you? I mean, you know, this multi-voice thing that you've really embraced and decided to run with. One of them tends to be quite critical, yeah. The other one tends to be, no, it's all fine. It's going to work out just fine. Everything's fine. Don't you know it? So, you know, have distinctive characters that people can actually get behind. No. All right, then. Don't. See if I care. Here, see, look, I left you all perplexed now. I've got 86 different voices talking to myself. Right, there you are. But obviously, none of them can be properly diagnosed. Right, that is going... Well, that's what we're going to run with for now. Let's see how it pans out as we crack on. Now, I think what we'll probably do is we'll just extend the route that we've already got, because it's a main line, so you would do. Then we build in a little commuting service for Minneapolis. Now, this is a lengthy bit of track. It's it might even be longer than the Irving Berlin that we've got running already. I mean, hold on, what's going on here? Well, you created a junction there. Well, that's not what I wanted. It may not be what you wanted, but it's what you built. Right. Yeah. And do one more bit just to make sure this works properly. Curious. Oh, well, yeah. Right, there you go. Are you fixed now? Yes, I'm fixed. Good. Right, don't do it again. Sling that on there. So, yeah, expand the route we've already got to take in an additional station, which is fine. And then from there, we'll probably add a third train. Otherwise, the spacing on this track is going to be just flipping ridiculous. So we'll wait until we've got one hitting down the deep end there, and I think we might ride along to see what that feels like. I'm going to say, well, my initial guess is going to be it feels pretty boring. But you never know. Maybe the scenery will make up for it. For as much as there is one texture doing all of the heavy lifting in this series, yeah, you know, I think there are elements of beauty with this regard. Right, what have you got? 17, and you're in profit. Good. You have got 16, and you're in profit too. Excellent. Right, now let's break that by extending the route. Nope. Yes. What? Why are you listed as a train route? Because you're not a train route. You should be filed under buses. Oh, whatever. Oh, okay. You are now filed under buses. Are you? Yeah, sorted. All right, but I don't understand it, but apparently it's working now. Okay, right. Add station. Minneapolis. And then add one more, which is Birmingham. No, not track 1, you joker. You're going to need, from Minneapolis, coming back through Birmingham. Birmingham's going to be track 2. There you go. See, that's the teamwork that will make the dream. What are you doing? Don't randomly press buttons unless you've got some flipping idea behind what it is you're trying to accomplish. Right. Okay. Good. That looks quite promising. Do we buy another one now? No. We will pay back half of the loan that we've taken out, and see how this beds in. And I think 2 more trains are probably going to be required rather than 1. But I'm reluctant to do so until we're actually making the right level of money for that to be a necessity. Now, I've got 50 million quid's worth of loan, you know. I have. That's the thing I've got. But the biggest expense that we've got in play at the moment is kind of infrastructure building. Now, when? That's not a question to ask now. No, I think it might be. Go on in, ask it. When is the right time to start operating freight along here? Okay, well, that's an easy one to answer. The right time to do it is going to be when you have the right mix of goods that are within staggering of your stations. So let's say by the time you reach, well, I see. Look, if the next move is to get to Hollywood, then you could run a nice branch line through Pasadena and Lafayette to get to Hollywood. Yeah, that would be quite nice. Right. And then the next step after that is Clearwater. Now, that's the end of the run there, but that buys us food, possibly. But it also gets us lumber and crude oil, which can then be brought down here. Now, you've got a refinery there, but you've got to refine that crude oil into oil first, which might happen further down the line. You've also got an absolute stack of iron ore that is ready to be used. You pick up some coal here, so you can then get your iron ore being turned into steel. Now, this steel will work with planks, yes, to make tools, which, have we got anywhere wants tools? No, that's not tools, that's machines. All right. Have we got anywhere wants machines? Clearwater wants machines. I see, this is the point at which it's going to work. And there, you've got a sawmill which will work with the lumber. So it's going to be convoluted, and it's definitely not going to make money. Yeah, right. So the passenger line is going to have to do the heavy lifting for a little while, and Pasadena wants tools as well. Yeah, the passenger line is going to have to do the heavy lifting. But once we get as far as Clearwater, we can then think about, because what you're going to want to do is connect all of this lot up as you go. So the second we put a mainline freight route in there, you're going to need to connect all of these as well. That's a huge expense. I don't think all of them is necessarily true, is it? 12 passengers waiting, okay. And 1 passenger waiting, okay. And 1 passenger waiting. All right, okay, right. Pontification aside, let us put a commuter route in here. And let us make sure that it does not break things along the way, so that we do not find ourselves in a similar situation to the one we recently found ourselves in. I quite like that. That's quite nice. Yep, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. About there. Yep. All right. Okay, smashing. Right, so if we sling one bit out over this side, that's good. This is going to be a figure 8. And then we stick another bit out this side. That's pretty good too. What are you going to do about the town centre? I'll put a nod in their direction. It is covered by the existing 2 stops that we've got there, but I think we might be able to persuade a few people to, get on, get off, do all of that. Town planners, incidentally, a road that zipped across here would be good. Yeah, just letting you know that if you don't do it, I certainly will do. Right, let's, what are you doing now? Building a line. Okay, new line. Yep, 1, yeah, 2, yeah, 3, yeah, 4, yeah, 5. Nice. 4, yeah, 3, yeah, 2, yeah, done. Peachy. Right, where are we? Minneapolis, M-I-N-N. Let's hope Minnesota doesn't turn up. Right. And this is going to be commuter. Right, there we are. Peachy keen. Now, I need a depot. That's the thing we need. So we'll build one of those. And what do you think for this one? 2. Okay. Obviously, we can add more later on. If demand proves to be marvellous. But right now, demand's not going to be marvellous. Buy vehicles, please. Pair of these. Thank you very much. Now, we did have a new whatnot. Go on. What's the whatnot? Tram. That's what we had. We had a new tram become available at the start of 1954, which is the year that we're in. But we don't care about trams. We're not going to use them. No trams. Buses, trucks, trains this time round. An occasional plane just to keep things zesty, and in comes something worth watching, apparently. Is it 7 on board, 154 in profit this year? Okay, how much is this going to pay then? Depends where they've come from. If they came from Irving, yeah, then a lot. If they only came from Birmingham, not Berlin, then less, or fewer, I should say. In fact, none. We made nothing off that because no one wanted to get off here. These are all people that foolishly got on at Birmingham and were wanting to go to Irving. And they've taken very much a circuitous route in order to get so. Well, I suppose it is nicer in the train, just ever so slightly, than it is off the train. Where is the next one? The next one's here. So if you're going to deploy a train, now is the time to do so. So I'll hit the pause button, and we'll get another one bought. It's probably a little early, but I'm doing it anyway. Right, take me up to 5 million, please. I'll do it. I'll be back in a moment to give you the change back, but let's get it done. Yeah. Now there's a solid argument, of course, for hang on, I can't afford it. 7.7. Keep the money coming. There you go. Right. There is a solid argument, yes, for running them with 20 capacity and not the 40 capacity I've given them, because that will increase the likelihood they run full. But I'm trying to stay ahead of it. I mean, as you all have noted, I've not been back to any of my original stuff since we left it. And for those of you who are routinely visitors to this station, there you go. Look, there's 24 people waiting. It's going to be fine. You will know that it is uncommon for me to revisit stuff that I've built unless it somehow gets in the way of something I'm trying to build in the future. Right, you're not even bothering, are you? You didn't stop there. You've just immediately head off to somewhere else. I've got a turbo booster on for a moment so I can pay down a little bit. And no, I've got to get to the point where I can pay down a little bit. Anytime you like. I just bought 2 of those. Oh, I only intended to buy 1. Well, let's... Yeah, sure. Overinvest, why don't you? You never know. Maybe it'll pay off. I've got a pretty good idea, though. Yeah, how many's that got on it? Not many. 30. Ooh, 37. All right, we found our candidate. Slow it back down, and let's ride on board. We'll go as far as will we go as far as Irving, or will we go as far? Will we go as far as Birmingham, or will we go all the way to Minneapolis? Don't know. It depends how much we're enjoying the deserty landscape, I suppose. Now, I don't know how well these are spacing out, but I've only used a few signals along the way, and therefore, if they bunch up too much, then they should space out a little bit. So this is what I'm talking about. See how we're going uphill here? Not really necessary. Now, this bit I smoothed out after recording the kind of pre-rendered bit that I do at the start of episodes, because this was very much an uppy-downy kind of roller coastery kind of an affair, and I went, nah, I'm not into that. So I got rid of that and flattened it out, and there'll be more revisionism of that kind once I start to run the Alcos down here. Now, the Alcos are actually going to likely be the punchline in terms of the passenger train that we end up running. By punchline, I mean, it's the end of the thing. We don't go any more advanced than that, because my intention is to stop at around 1970, 1975. Now, that doesn't mean the series ends there. No, we'll keep going until we've got this objective either complete or it feels redundant to go any further. Don't know which it's going to be, but it will be one of them. Right, how many people we got waiting here? A clutch. Barely a clutch. All right, tell me how much we've made in terms of cash. 370 large. That's most agreeable. Right, give them some cash. Get back on board. Let's do the next bit. All right, okay, good. And we've now got 11 people on board. Now, this whole setup is going to pack out very, very quickly. I think that by the time we're around, I don't know, 1956, 57, these stations will be absolutely jam-packed. Now, hopefully, we'll have made, or we'll have income sufficient by that point to actually warrant dumping these little double-car M300s and replacing them with a 120 capacity, 140 capacity Alcos instead, and maybe just run 2 of them in the short term to alleviate passenger concern. Now, I've got no problem with running absolutely bundles of them, but we'll see how we go. Now, the question then becomes: are you going to run this route as a multi-stopper from top to tail, as it were? Is it going to be a full-on mainline? You'll see that signal literally just switched. So there is a train fairly close ahead of us. Or are we going to use one of the stations as a handover point? So if you want to run from the north to the south, you have to change trains. You can't do it without at least one change. I don't have any answers at the moment. I'm pontificating based on what's the way that we keep it most interesting. What's the way that we ensure that the stations that are in the middle of the line don't end up jam-packed with people itching to get out, but we never pick anyone up because there's never any seats freed up along the way. I don't think that signal did change. I think that signal changed because we were approaching rather than because the area became free. Anyway, skyscrapers already down here in Minneapolis, which is quite nice. In fact, it's very nice. Now, I don't know if they were there already or whether they've cropped up because I've built them an out-of-town connection. Is that a lump on the approach to the station? It looks at it from this angle, doesn't it? Surely not. Surely it is not a lump at this stage. Right, I'm going to hold this train once we get into the station, unless there's another one close by behind us, because they are far too close together for their own good. Enjoy your climb up the hill. Yeah, there is ever so... No, it's not. That's on the flat. There's a dip. You've got a dip. It's a dip, not a lump. Technical. Right, let's jump off. 11 on board. Well, this will make a profit if everybody gets off. Go on. Off you jump. And yeah, that made 100k or so. Right, hold it right there. Right, let's have a look at the distribution that we've got going on. So there's the one that we just passed, is heading up the hill. There's one just ahead of that, and you'll see that Birmingham is already starting to look a little bit more lively. Where's the last one? Because I'm running 4 on here now. Right, you've got 1 inbound, 1 outbound. Are you out? Where are you? Hold on, I can't isolate him at the moment. That one's heading up to Irving. Okay, so the distribution actually isn't too bad. Yeah, you're going to want to release this chap in, let's say, at the point that they cross is when you're probably going to want to release it. Okay. All right, okay. Now, the game, I don't know. Actually, I've not tested it yet. In the previous game, of course, it would space these out for you over time. And, right, there you go. Off you go. You can go now. Thank you. 4 passengers. What a joke. Yep, now you can go. Now's a good time. Off you toddle. Off you pop. Heading out. There you go. Right. Okay, well, it is what it is. I've been Colonel Failure. Thank you very much for watching. I'm liking the way this is going. The next step is a tricky one. Because Westminster is the next step. And that tunnel there is... I think that's probably a 20 million quid tunnel to get through that. And I don't really want to spend that money because it's not investing in something which pays me back in any way at all. There's a lot of passengers waiting there. 10 and 13, very good. How are we doing here? Yep, that's coming on. This is coming on as well. Everything's coming on. It's all grand, frankly. Yeah, I want to get the earning up as much as possible so that we can actually start to think mainline. For freight, that is. But we've already got a solid amount of progress going over here. 6 on there, 19 on this one. Okay, that'll pay. What's that done to the balance sheet? 800 in the hole. 850 in the hole. Yeah, I know, but that's okay. Given the amount we've invested, that'll turn round. We'll have the railroad paying for itself pretty soon. Maybe by the next episode. Anyway, subscribe to make sure that you're here for the next episode. Because, if you missed it, I don't think you'd ever forgive yourself. Right, if I stop here, are we going to see anything interesting anytime soon? Or potentially. All right. Well, on the strength of potentially, I'll catch up with you next time. Thank you very much for watching. Wait. There. Cheerio. Well, some solid progress going on there. for sure. Those trains are going to start paying for themselves in absolutely no time at all, and that will, coupled with the track that I'm putting together at the moment, fund the expansion into the freight mainline. Now, the trick with the mainline is going to be to ensure that we've got at least 2 or 3 goods types that complete the chain over the course of the mainline running back and forth, right? So the whole idea is that we have a mixed consist train, or several of them eventually, that run up and down the line, and they just don't care. They stop everywhere, and they pick up and they drop off and so forth. Meanwhile, all of the industries around the outside will send probably trucks initially, but later on they'll send trains with stuff to drop off at the mainline hub stations, and then profit, question mark. So it'll work, providing I've got at least 2 or 3 chains that are fully connected up, because even though there will be deliveries made, as long as there is, say you've got trees over in one bit and you've got a sawmill over in another bit, the trees will deliver to the sawmill even if I'm not making anything out of the associated lumber. But if I can complete the full chain, well, there's more cash to be had there then, isn't there? Yes, there is. There is that, yes.